Well, good morning from a very wet and damp Hertfordshire this morning. We had a bit of rain, just for a change. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about the MacBook Air M1 and why I bought one. Well, time for a slurp. So why did I buy the MacBook Air M1? Well, always being a Windows man, even back before Windows, DOS. 1990, I bought a IBM computer, 286. Laughingly called a desktop computer. Well, printers are smaller than that was in those days. So anyway, and then obviously graduated onto Windows, and I've been running Windows ever since it came out, and always said no, I'd never buy a Mac. One thing, they are designed for professional use. They are designed at the people that do design, dedicated photo work, and video. So yeah, and I said, no, I don't really need that sort of computer. And you can't, to be honest with you, I mean, it's not like the Windows machine. I can hack that about, can't I? MacBooks, you can't really do that too. So anyway, why did I buy it? Well, my laptop that I've got is quite getting on a bit in years, probably 4 years old, maybe 5, and weighs quite a lot. So when I go away, I'm very reluctant to take it away with me. So if I have a week away somewhere to do a video edit or edit some photos whilst I'm away, just to see what they look like, but it was a bit large to cart about, so I didn't really bother. I did buy a Surface Go, and I have one of those. Nice little device, a tablet more than a computer, even though it comes with a keyboard. I bought it with a keyboard, and it's quite a nice little computer, but it doesn't have the processing power that you require to do video on it, and the speed and the size of it isn't good enough. You can edit a photo on it, yeah, I agree, but no, well, I wanted something a bit better. So I thought, right, I watched, I don't know how many tutorials on different computers, Windows laptops and everything. And then I came across a video on that's not quite right. I was watching a video on DaVinci Resolve and what people use to run that on. And this one guy said that he'd bought the MacBook Air M1 and was running DaVinci Resolve on it with no lag. Now, I went, oh really? And I mean, my main machine, my Windows computer is not a lightweight machine, really isn't. Anyway, I run DaVinci Resolve on the Windows machine, and it has quite a bit of lag when you're editing videos. It really does stutter through. So after reading what this chap put up, I thought, well, perhaps I ought to be looking at one of those. So I looked at one or two more reviews, and it was getting absolutely sparkling reviews. It really was for a small computer. It was absolutely outstanding, and I thought, okay, it's not cheap. It's going to cost you the best part of £1,000, which it did. But I got it, plugged it in, loaded DaVinci Resolve on it, and started editing a video on it. And lo and behold, it didn't lag. And this is on a small laptop, and I'm thinking, wow, this is brilliant. I can hook it up to one of my computers, one of my screens. So I have 2 screens in here. So I can hook it up to that. I have the keyboard that I bought. So I can just, what I like is I can shut the computer down, shut the lid down on the computer. It will transfer everything to the screen that I've got plugged in, and I can work off the computer and the mouse in front of the screen. So I don't touch the laptop, it just sits over there and sulks. So that was a brilliant, and I thought, wow, you know, this is absolutely brilliant. Now, I was watching, when I was watching the review on this from this chap, he did say that he had an earlier Mac with the Intel processor and it didn't work as well. But Mac have brought out this new M1 processor, which is their own processor, and that works a lot faster. And it does. I mean, I can't believe how fast it works. I must admit, it's a learning curve to get your head around a Mac after using Windows for so many years, you know. But gradually, and you get used to using the Mac. The trouble is when I go back to the Windows machine, which I do, because I still use the Windows machine for my main machine. But you get over it, don't you? You know. So yeah, it was quite a nice little machine. So I suppose I better show it to you, hadn't I? All this waffling about it. I better fire it up and show you what it's like. So give me a minute and we'll move the camera, and you can see what it looks like fired up. Right, so here we are. So it's the MacBook Air M1. Now I do have it standing on a stand. Once you can move up and down, it's very handy. Keyboard I bought underneath, and there's a mouse somewhere around the back as well. And I bought this little device that fits in the side here, which I can pull out for a minute. This takes the USB. It's got 2 USBs. I've got one running the keyboard and mouse. This one runs a disc, which happens to be a backup disc. There's an HDMI slot, 2 SD card slots, so you've got your mini and your standard SD cards, 2 USB-Cs. The white one is the power in, and the other one is connected to another disc. You also can hotwire your internet in if you want to via this device here. So yeah, and it just plugs into the 2 USB-C ports like that, which is, you know, quite nice really, isn't it? Yes, very easy. Right, so what does it look like when we start it up? Well, let's see. We lift the lid, get a little tune, and it starts up reasonably quickly as well. I mean, you know, well, it is on SSDs, on it, so should start up quick. There we go. I just have to type my password in, which I'm sure none of you can read, which is wrong. It's good, isn't it? Hey, start fresh, shall we? There we go. So there is our MacBook started up. So it's a standard, anybody who knows MacBooks, it's a standard MacBook startup, you know, screen. So yeah, so anyway, let's what I use it for is DaVinci Resolve. Excuse my hand waving about in front of you here, but I have to push a button. So we've got DaVinci Resolve down here, and this is the free version that I'm running. So that is DaVinci Resolve starting up. Time for a short slurp of tea. I might add decaffeinated tea now. Pretty good for the blood pressure. And so as you can see, we've got several different ones on there. I mean, these are, I can't remember if this is still on the disc or not. And what this does is, it goes off to the hard drive I've got plugged in. Excuse me, itchy nose. Hard drive I've got plugged in, which is that one there, raw videos. Got anything on here? I can't remember. Nope. Well, you think, oh yeah, I've got GoPro stuff on there. Oh, let's open that, shall we? Oh, this is the titles I was playing with. Now these are raw videos, these are, so put that one down there. They're only little short ones. So yeah, so this is raw video, and as you can see, it runs quite well. There's no lag in that, and that is a raw video. As you can see, it is raw. Lots of waving and scrubbling about to get it right. So yeah, I've used this opening one a couple of times, but not. I forgot about the repair on the wall that I was doing in the background. Still haven't done it, but yeah, so yeah, get it done sometime. So yeah, there we go. This runs absolutely lovely. And as I say, I could just plug in the other drive, shut the lid, and it will pop up, which I'll show you in a minute. So yeah, as you can see, no lag in that, is there? I'm impressed with that. I really am. I didn't think I'd say I'd be impressed by a Mac machine. Okay, so yeah, but it's a tool, isn't it? So you know, and would I recommend someone to buy one of these? Yes, I would. If you've got a £1,000 kicking about you don't want, it's very lightweight. I won't go into all the boring bits on how much it weighs and what the speed of it is and everything. But there's plenty of other videos out there that do all that. But as I say, it's really lightweight. It really is very thin, as you saw. So yeah. So let me set it up so it will switch to the other screen, and I'll show you that. So give me a couple of minutes. Well, a couple of minutes in my time, nothing in yours. So what you're looking at now is, this is my other monitor, and as you can see, it's showing a nice picture. I don't know who took it. It wasn't me. But yeah. Now I've got to go camera to camera now. So back on the other camera, on this here, I can now shut this down. The lid goes down, and where does it cut? There we go to the camera. On this here, I can now shut this down. The lid goes down, and where does it cut? There we go. Look at that. It's over there. Now the only problem is, I want my mouse. So turn the mouse on. Let's get this to work right. Press center in the screen. Oh, that's because I didn't have it centered on the screen, I don't think, did I? Can't remember. I did. Why isn't that gone like that then? As you can see, every time I open and shut the lid, it disappears. So, very good. I don't usually have this problem that it sits over here and I can't move it. Oh, there we go. So now we've got that. Okay. Why can't I move that over? I don't know. As you see, I'm... let's quit that. Oh, do I want to save that? Don't save. Right, let's get rid of that. Okay, so now let's bring it up again. See if that does it. There we go. This should be better. Normally it just pops it across. Well, normally I start it up when I'm on the big screen anyway. So this is 24. There we go. So this is up on here now, and it works fine on here. So yeah, let's see if we can open that one. Media pool. And I must admit, it's much better to do this with the mouse than the keyboard. So I'm bringing the same one. There we go. Drop it on the edit line. Timeline, sorry. Highlight it. And there we go. It's running on there as well, which is brilliant. So yeah, there we go. Cut that one off. There we go. That's the MacBook Air M1, and hope you like that little video. It's nothing spectacular, just why I've gone over to a Mac. Obviously not fully, but I still like editing on the Windows machine because I'm so used to it. I've got one or two things to iron out with the Mac to get it to work correctly onto the big screen. I'm not sure why it does that. There might be something DaVinci Resolve does. I'll have to try it with another program. No, I do run Lightroom on here as well. It's a lighter version of Lightroom. When I went to load Lightroom on, it came up and said I can't run the latest version of Lightroom on the M1 chip. So I have to run an older version of Lightroom on the M1 chip. That works okay, but they are working on an update, so it will work on the M1 chip. So yeah, so there you go. That works well, and I suppose I could switch you on if you don't mind the side of my head. So just to prove we get Lightroom working. There we go. And there is Lightroom up and running on the Mac. And what I will do is I'll shut that one down like that. And now this one program works all right. There we go. Swing you around to there. So you can see all my junk all over my desk. Sorry about that. And the this is working quite well on here. The file could not be found. Oh, that's handy. Okay. Have I got that drive plugged in? No, I haven't. Probably not. So that's why it's saying that. Oh, that one's in there. So yeah, there we go. It's a nice B for you, eh? Do you like that? Oh, Here's one I took earlier. So yeah, you know, so it works quite well when that's on the big screen. So it's water droplets. There we go. Look at that, water droplets. Oh, had to play with water droplets, which I've got to revisit. I've got a couple of other things I'm going to do with that. So yeah, okay. So we'll switch that off and switch back round. There we go. Am I in view? Yes. Okay. Open that back up. There we go. Back onto that screen. Okay. Yeah. Well, again, thanks for watching. For those that have not subscribed, please do so. Hit the little bell, and you will see when I put out my next video. And do like and any comments, stick them down below, please. I do answer all comments. So yeah, there we go. So on a very wet, I think it's actually stopped raining at the moment here in Hertfordshire, but they forecast rain, so it wasn't at all surprised. I was going to go, we were going out to do a bit of shopping this morning, but I think we're putting it off to this afternoon to see if the rain holds off. So yeah, again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later. Ta-ra for now.